So it's about 6:30 in the morning. It's Muldraugh, Kentucky. 6:30 in the morning, September 9th. While my Power Director video is being processed, my Kentucky in the Civil War, I am going to do an assessment of the government properties and the things that Muldraugh owns, okay? So, being politically minded, whenever I look at a town or a city, they're all pretty much, you know, like municipalities. I hate that word. But they're all pretty much the same, right? You'll have like some executive government, then you'll have a legislature, then you'll have, legislature, judicial, and executive. And the executive is the one, he's the man, he passes all the laws and gets all the council members together. The council members are the ones who, man, this guy's flying, ain't he? Get to work, brother. That's cool. So this is the government. This is the city hall right here. Okay. So whenever I come to any type of city or county, if I was to look at it politically, I want to know what the government owns and controls. In Corinth, Kentucky, they have broadband internet. They have fiber optics. So they were able to get a grant, and Corinth has a population of like 30. Like, it's a small town. But because they got on that grant when the Obama stimulus package came up, they was able to get fiber optics. So I'm not for sure who. I guess let's see. I know that they got like a police car. They got, you know, some sort of camper and some sort of big truck, military truck. They got this big ass school building. That's got a gym at the end there. The gym is where they all. That's where they vote. So if you're in town, that's where you would go vote. This is a Baptist church, spacious parking lot. So this is a really prime location actually for. There's like 3, 4, or 5 churches or so here, and I'd say this one's got the best. So this is Muldraugh, Kentucky. Okay, so I was sitting there talking about where the different parks were, and this isn't really that great of a map. This is interesting. Muldraugh Water Plant Road. So you got all this Muldraugh Magazine Road. So this is all in Fort Knox. This is the railroad here, and what I'm told is that the railroad on the right side is Fort Knox, on the left side is Muldraugh. But this has Muldraugh Water Plant Road, Muldraugh Magazine Road, 484th Engineer Road, Bank Road, Bahama Road. Look at all these roads back here. Holy shit. I had no idea. Tioga Spring. So these little trails goes all the way to Tioga Spring. Look at all this, man. It's like they got their own fucking secret roadways and shit. So this is Muldraugh, right? It's just on the left side here. So it's probably just right here where I'm circling. Just right here. So this is Dixie Highway, and it's not Carpenter Lane, so just be on Dixie Highway, right? And then it'd be here to Main Street, and then the New Street, Chestnut, and there. And there's 1,000 people that live here. There's Elm Street, Chestnut Street, New, Dewey, Main, Sunset, Perrine. And the park, the soccer field / baseball fields are going to be up here. And then down here is where the, it'd be right here. So this would be where the Frisbee golf tournament or the Frisbee golf area is. And they got 18 holes here. It's all wooded area. It's really nice, nicely maintained. You would not even know it was there if you drove around it like 50 times because it's all wooded area. There's no signs onto it whatsoever. It makes no sense actually that they take care of it so well, but like only people that I guess drove by through here. And the only reason you would want to drive through here is to get to Muldraugh. Because I guess you could come here and make a right and then get to Dixie Highway, but there's nobody that lives here. They live right here. Why wouldn't they go straight and just, I don't know, maybe they would do that, but that seems like it's a quicker. So there's Cowboys. You can kind of see some of Cowboys here. You can kind of see these big-ass windows here. This is a gymnasium. Why the fuck don't we use the gymnasium very much? We got outdoor basketball courts. I think this land in front of the school would be ours, meaning the government of Muldraugh, which actually means it's not ours, right? We learned from Occupy that the cops and the government actually own this land, not the people. but it's public access, right? So we're allowed to run around on it until the fucking government says, hey, get the fuck out of here. This would be a nice fucking place to fucking occupy. Just to be fun, like fucking, just a hippie fucking fun time, right? Have a big music festival. It's a wide, spacious yard. You can't really see the grass, but you can see like how far the buildings are away from me, and there's grass, you know, all in between. It's a classroom, man. I feel like this building is such a fucking waste. We only got 1,000 people here in town. 1,000 people. I have no idea how much taxes they could get out of 1,000 people. I don't know what taxes they even get. I think these are some good questions. How do they get money? I even heard that they had like $1 million tax base. This is Muldraugh City Hall. They had a city meeting yesterday. The first Monday of every month they have a city meeting, so that means there's going to be one more city meeting until the election day, and there's 11 people running for 5 or 6 positions, meaning 5 people will be losers, but 6 people will be winners. So I think it's going to change. It's going to completely change and alter the makeup of city government. Which is good. It's a good thing. So this is there's parks here. Okay, we have the park here, this wide spacious area. There's basketball goals here. There's about 4 basketball goals and a concrete, you know, bottom. There's bleachers here too. 2 sets of bleachers, which is interesting. Interesting spot. Let's put bleachers right next to the fucking goal post. I guess they was mowing, and so they just moved it to mow underneath it, but they didn't put it back. That's dangerous. You go in for a layup, you're gonna fucking trip over the fucking bleachers. You can't even see what I'm talking about, can you? We'll get a closer look, but I want to get a see. And then they got a park over here, so a little slide, a little pull-up park. Like there's no pull-up bars, but there's something you could do pull-ups over there. And actually, let's check out this bleachers, and then I'm gonna show you that wall that I saw. I saw a wall in Muldraugh. You better not do no raw, dog. Are you gonna? I don't know. You're gonna have STDs if you do that. So cool. Light just came on, so it's like they knew I was here. I wonder if it's motion sensor. So here's the bleachers. You know, five rung bleachers right underneath the basketball post. Shit. There's a fucking trash can underneath this fucking basketball post. So maybe people are using these 2 things. It looks like the nets are good, so this is better than Glencoe. Glencoe didn't even drive, so there's no people, you know, only if you live in Muldraugh and work at Fort Knox would be the only reason you go there, and that would be the only people that finds out, you know, where that is. If they happen to look at it. If they go Dixie Highway and make a left there or make a right there, then they never will find the thing. All right, so I just want to cover that just so that you know all that Muldraugh has to offer. On the south side, you got the Frisbee golf. On the north side, you're going to get some new soccer fields. And I'm not for sure exactly where it's at. It would seem like it's in this open space, right, where there's no roadways. Let's see, City of Muldraugh, the gateway to gold. Here's the web page. It's a default web page. A 5th-class city located Highway 31W in Meade County. Existence of Muldraugh dates back to 1790, so it's really fucking old. It's 1774 is the first white people, so that means there's only been 16 years since, you know, after the first white people got here that fucking Muldraugh was established. They say population is this, but that's in 2000, and it since has dropped. It's only 1,000 now. It says Muldraugh has the distinction of being the only city in the United States that lies only on one side of a major highway and is completely surrounded by a Fort Knox Army base. And so that's what I was trying to say about Muldraugh. Is they say they don't have a side. It doesn't have a side. So it's saying that, you know, here's the base, or this is, you know, Dixie Highway marks the city limits for Muldraugh on this side, and then the railroad on this side, but the railroad is actually Fort Knox, so the fort is surrounding it. So there is a property line, right? So I don't know why they say it like that, but I heard that it only had 3 lines, but let's read it again. So it has the only distinction lies only on one side of a major highway. Oh, I see. So right, that's true. Muldraugh is only on this side. On this side is just a bunch of forest, and you know, even have a fucking net on their basketball goal. I think basketball is probably the easiest, smallest thing to maintain. You know, there's we have parks on the other end of Muldraugh. The Fort Knox had donated some land so we could turn them into ball fields, but also Fort Knox wanted to use the ball fields too. But I've heard that the city council is now changing those ball fields into soccer fields. Another big thing that actually just happened, and this is a major change that happened in Muldraugh, it went wet. So it was dry when I first got here, but then either they voted it wet or they redone something and found out that it was wet the whole time or something. I don't know. But I think they have one license, so they can have one business. They have one license, so one business should be able to sell alcohol. And I don't know if it's wet town or moist town, so I can read up a little bit more on that. But but fuck alcohol. I think alcohol is the downfall of our nation, and marijuana is the uplift of our nation. There's gated here. There's also gates down there, and I guess it's a straight shot. So just simply designed, right? Classrooms on the left here, classrooms on the right, gym at the end. Maybe a dozen classrooms, which is, you know, possibly a dozen office spaces, and it just looks empty. It just looks like it's not even being used for anything. Here's the rock wall I was talking about. So go Army, and it's actually not small. I was saying it was good for kids, but it's actually rather large. The adults probably would have struggle actually walking all the way up it. So, and then there's the RV, a camper. I'm not sure if there's just storage stuff in there. A whole bunch of bricks. You know, some wagon with something, another wagon, covered wagon with stuff in it. So I'm not sure what it is, but just getting a general idea, right? Some nice shrubberies. Somebody has to mow all this lawn, so somebody's getting paid, and that's what all politics comes down to, right? Money and business. So these good old boys, they got the fucking contracts to do the mowing, so they probably make like $200 or something to mow all this. Every time they mow it, probably more than $200, probably fucking $500 or something ridiculous. Here's the small little park, right? It's elementary school, but it's kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you. They fucking mow all this other grass, but here you got all this fucking shrubbery and fucking grass on these rocks. Why couldn't they just spray some Roundup or something, right? Paying you all $1,000 to mow the damn thing. You can't even spray some Roundup. So I like this bar because I could do like pull-ups and shit on it. And there used to be a little fun thing here, but evidently, I guess, a little kid, it got snapped off. So hopefully he survived that ordeal. Cute little park. There's another cute, actually, little park up here, too. So they got this park right next to the school. They got the park right behind the firehouse. And then they got the park all the way at the end of Muldraugh on the north side. And then you got another park, which is the Frisbee Golf Park on the south side. So, you know, south side's the best side. I think that's, if you want to go towards Louisville, you want to go this direction, right? You want to travel north on Dixie Highway. But some of these roads, they might be like all cockeyed. Location and plenty and ample parking. So not best location. There's actually one that's on that street, that big street that crosses, that goes to Brandenburg, 60 or whatever. Okay, so that's so we saw the buildings, we saw some of the cars. I think they have another police car too. So they have like 1, 2, maybe 3 police vehicles. They have that big truck. They also have, I didn't show you it, but they also got like a rock climbing wall, just a little one, I guess, for like kids. But if they was to come up with like some sort of picnic or some sort of fair, or some little, you know, it's not that big a wall, but it's a wall nonetheless. So right, they got a little rock wall that they can have. They can just make a party a little bit, you know. Here's something extra. Here's something else that's going on. Another thing that they own is the fire department, right? So they'll probably have a fire engine and a building. It's a post office here, but that's federal government, right? So what are the things that you can own? They can own fiber optics, fucking internet, right? If they were smart enough to write the grant and get it here. I think there's a local internet guy. People always complain about internet going down. I got mine through Time Warner out through Radcliffe, and actually because I threatened to discontinue service, man, I got paid. It's slow as shit, but it does its job. So I pay $15 a month, which is insane. Like I remember like paying $45. I think before, actually, so just a year ago I was paying $45. So if you're with Time Warner and you want to get a discount, just tell them that you're moving and you want to disconnect. So here's the fire building. It's got 1, 2, 3 buildings on it, like 3 doors. So I don't know how many engines are in there, if there's really any sort of, storage, or if they have some extra things. City of Muldraugh Public Works Complex. Public Works, so that's the water, right? So you have, okay, what are the things that a city controls? You got water, you got sewage, you got a hunting ground for Fort Knox soldiers. So this is just a generic web page. Don't even look like they're actually online utility payments. You can pay online utility payments. So maybe let's see. Let's see if they got elected officials and boards and agencies. Let's see if we've, well, that's interesting. We might actually have something here. I'm here thinking it's too simple so it doesn't have information, but don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, well, Anthony Lee, he's the public works supervisor. So he looks absolutely terrified, like, oh my God, why is it people taking my picture? Public works, that's your water and sewage and everything else. So that's that would be the person that works out of the water plant. That's Anthony Lee, public works supervisor. And then we have, let's see, elected officials, the mayor, Joseph E. Noon. I don't know if this is new information or not. Oh, okay, yeah, he was appointed. Muldraugh City Council 2013. So it's going to have a new mayor, have a new fucking council after this election. This fucking election, actually, the City Council of election of fucking Muldraugh is going to be exciting. Muldraugh's 8th mayor, which is fascinating. So there'll be only the 9th mayor. So you're starting, a legacy of your own. You don't have any precedent whatsoever. Not any, you have a little bit, but I mean, you don't really have much, right? You can do whatever you want to do. Began his first term as council member in 2009, serving his 3rd consecutive term when he was appointed mayor. He's appointed mayor because there's a lot of corruption and stealing and shit that happened by the previous mayor. So that's why Mayor Noon was elevated. And I guess this is him with the American flag in the back. He's readily available to listen to your comments, concerns. If you would like to meet with him or talk to him, you can call City Council or City Hall at 502. I know you can read this. 942-2824. So give them a call, right? Here's the council members right now. So this is actually be interesting to, so there's 6 council members and there's 11 that's running, but I'm not sure who's running, for re-election. And I hear the whole makeup of the council is going to completely change. So there's 6, city councilmen, 1 mayor, and yeah. Let's take a look at. We already take a look at him with the flag. We saw him a little bit. Yeah, all right, that's pretty much what we saw. The police department. Here's the police chief, Charles Ashbaugh. So you got Charles Ashbaugh, which this gentleman, he was the one that arrested me, come to my house. He was cordial. I was cooperative with him, right? But I did say I'd like to meet with him in a different sort of circumstance. Fucking come to my house. He didn't even ask me. He didn't give a shit about the truth or what the fuck happened. He had a warrant or whatever, so he's just going to fucking execute it. Which I think is fucking bullshit. I've just had finished my, I had surgery. I had reconstructive surgery, so I was bleeding all over the fucking place, And so, I go to the jail and I'm bleeding all over the place, and they had to fucking release me. And so in a way, I guess it was a good fucking thing. But, like, are you kidding me? You're sitting there saying that I'm capable of doing something when I can't even get out of bed? So, yeah, so I put up the fucking bail money, and then they released me, about 6 or 7 hours later. And it was all bullshit. It was all because of fucking Elizabeth fucking Rogers of Spalding University, that stupid-ass fucking piece of shit bitch. She stole $50,000 away from me. I also told her about, me getting molested. She didn't give a shit about that. And basically, it was just one big fucking hit job. She pretended to be my fucking friend, and then I go to do my student teaching, and that student teacher was an asshole to me, but she's sitting there saying, oh, he did this and did this and did that, and they didn't, there's nothing I done, at all. So the fucking, it's fucking, if there is, it's petty or stupid, right? But she's a bitch. She's a stupid, shitty bitch, and it doesn't matter what you do. If you want to find something on somebody, you can just fucking make it up. And she wants to be an asshole, right? I'm supposed to fucking, oh, hey, thanks, asshole. I love you being an asshole. Oh, can I have some more work, asshole? No, I love you being, no, please disrespect me some more. I love this. I love this. No, I love to do this. And then if I'm like, hey, don't. Roads, some of the basic things right there, right? So water, sewage, and roads. And roads is usually state and county. So the city government, I guess it's just whatever's left over for the cities. And they have some sort of a, I probably should just read up on the rules and the laws of the cities, because you can have a city charter. but you could also just go with what the state dictates. This house here, this is an apartment complex, and I think there's like eight rooms, and then they're selling it for like $70,000. So I feel like you should be able to make your rent, you know, be able to pay this off in, I don't know, maybe 5-10 years or so. So that'd be a good investment right there, and it's in the middle of town, right? So real close to all the things that we need. So, you know, close to the water department, close to the fire department, close to the post office. It's actually a badass fucking location. They're right close to the church, real close to the city government. All this stuff is just within walking distance, and I just walked a couple blocks. So I like Muldraugh. I like it's a small town, but it has pretty much all the things one would need. It's also right next to Fort Knox. So the water company, I'll talk a little bit about the water company. We get our water from Fort Knox. So they actually, Fort Knox has, you know, well, I don't know where the fuck they actually get their water, I have no idea where they get the water, but I was worried about it because the power plant is like just putting a bunch of fucking toxins into the Ohio River, and it's like, shit, we're downstream from the Ohio River. Is that water coming here? And I've read like some quality water report, which I think it doesn't. I think we're buying it from Fort Knox, which is from there. But where's their water coming from, right? And I remember in Haiti, they would collect rainwater, and I hear that it's illegal to collect rainwater in some states, but fuck that. Yeah, fucking arrest me for collecting my rainwater. It's my house, and I would think actually all water that falls on top of the thing would be, you know, all the things that falls on top of my house would be mine. It'd be my water, right? So here's something kind of neat. It's a City of Muldraugh safe room. You can't, okay, it's totally darkened out here. But basically it's just a regular sort of square building. It's got 1 or 2 doors on it. It's just real simply built. It's pretty big though. It's pretty wide and spacious, and it's a safe room. So it's like built like to be, I guess, for like hurricanes or any type of natural disasters. When our electric got shut off in the wintertime, they had police going around with a bullhorn announcing to the entire community to go to the safe room if so we wouldn't freeze to death, right? So we wouldn't freeze to death in the home. Here's the moon. It's gorgeous. In front of this gorgeous house here, I guess there's two people who live in this gorgeous house. But yeah, moon's gorgeous. Makes me wish I had a woman friend to admire the moon with me. And then here's the United States Post Office. Okay, so this is federal government, but a lot of times the post office is it used to be the courthouse, right? So this is where all the information goes through. This is where the filing and all the shit. So it'd be like the kind of the government center for the community, but it's federal government too. So this is the United States property. So that's, I don't know, that could be a weird jurisdictional type of thing, but it's self-sustaining, right? It gets the money from the United States government. The city doesn't have to pay for it. So the post office, you know, we don't have to worry about, and it's self-sustaining. So, you know, we pay 40, 50 cents or whatever per stamp. So I don't know how many tankers they have. I do know that every time that they're called out, they charge people, right? So if your house is burning down, you know, they'll go to you. I've heard in some places, like dirt poor places, if you don't pay the money for the firefighters to help put out your fire, they'll just watch your fucking thing burn down. And I don't think they would ever do something like that, but it does seem a little shady that they would, yeah, so there's barbed wire, a lot of fucking like shit behind here. So this is I would say this is all owned by the city. So there's like vehicles and shit. It's probably private vehicles. I don't know. I can't say that for certain. But since it's connected to the fire department, I would think that that's the city's property too. Okay, so let's think about this out loud. So there's water company. We know where the water company is. Now sewage, I don't know who runs the sewage or where the sewage goes. I think actually I saw a sign, and the sewage goes out by the Frisbee Golf. The Frisbee Golf, you know, area. So there's 18 holes of Frisbee Golf, and right, 18 holes of Frisbee Golf, and there's I think there's sewage like right across from there. So it's not at they're not dumping a bunch of shit at the Frisbee Golf place. Here's a big truck. I mean, it's in between the two buildings. It would seem weird that they would have property that isn't the city's right next to it. So you got a big international truck, and you know, more equipment. So they got lots of vehicles. They got buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, major buildings. Here's a man. He's wake up, you know, as early as I am. So I'll probably just say hi to this nigga. Ooh. So, I don't know if you see the sign, but it says City Hall and Police Department. I guess I was just assuming that to be true. I think we have 3 police officers. And then the fire department, I believe, is volunteer fire department. And so they don't get paid unless they have to do a run. And if they do a run, you know, hopefully if it's a poor fucking house, they wouldn't just let the motherfucker burn. You know, burn, motherfucker, burn. So basically, all the good things that's in America is because of what the Germans brought. If it wasn't for the Germans, these fucking British fucking Protestants would have fucking failed in a heartbeat. So the Germans, you got Brandenburg, okay? So this is, I'm in Meade County right now, but if I was to keep going straight, and I hit West Point, I'm in Hardin County. And if I was to turn around the other direction, I would be in Hardin County. But right now, right here, I'm in Meade County. So it's fucked up, right? If I go north, I go to Hardin County. If I go south, I go to Hardin County. But for some reason, Muldraugh just kind of, like I said before, it's everywhere and nowhere, okay? So it's nowhere because Meade and both Hardin County, they're probably, what the fuck? But like, because there's, you know, a question of jurisdiction, I think it crosses lots of boundaries, so you can probably get anybody and everybody thinking they got authority around here. But also, in a way, nobody got authority because it's the city police. So that we have a police here, so we got sovereignty. Having police here gives us sovereignty. Which means if, you know, well, I don't know, the sheriff actually controls the whole county. So it gives us some sovereignty. So you got the sheriff and you got the chief of police for the city. So what I'm saying is if like the Fort Knox police came here, if the FBI or I guess KSP too, shit. But they have jurisdiction to kick anybody else out. So if there's any other authority figures snooping around, trying to start some shit, try to assault people, then the city police can say, hey, enough is enough, get the fuck on out of here. Because just because you wear a uniform don't make you a good person. In fact, the corruption in Kentucky, the most money we waste our tax dollars on is police departments and capital construction projects. Police departments and capital construction projects. So that means like, you know, roads and building up buildings. So there's so much fucking waste and money going for anytime they want to build something. They were doing something with the bridge over Salt River. So the bridge over Salt River, they were painting it on the bottom. So that's a capital project. I don't know who's actually paying for this shit. But if they're paying for, what's he doing? So I don't know who's actually paying for it, but if it's being paid by the state, you could probably expect some corruption on it. It's bridges, right? It's bridges and roads. But everything there seemed like they disrespect me. Then it's like, well, I guess that's acceptable. Then that's just fucking okay. So 2 police officers. I thought there was actually 3. There's Charles Ashbaugh, the chief, and then you got Brandon Brinkley. And the mayor's the one that actually controls them. I don't know if they know that with the budget and shit, but they probably do their own thing too. Probably know the folks in their own domain. So you got 2 people, and here's their email accounts. And yeah, if you want to get a hold of them, give them a call. 911. This would be the city building, so it'd be the same building that the mayor's in. Boards and commissions. I'm gonna check out all this stuff, and then city FAQ and links and resources. Let's check out these other pages I had opened up here. I didn't think it was going to take this long. This Daniel Dressel, who's the chief, and then Anthony Lee, who's the assistant chief. So Anthony Lee was the Parks and Water Department. You know, here's all, hey, look at us, Muldraugh Fire and Rescue. Hey, I'm standing on top of fucking, he's standing on top of the world, not even smiling. What the fuck? And then you got this fucking dog fireman person. So, you know, the fucking parade. Hey, let's get some fire trucks in the parade. Which is alright, I guess, you know. The Muldraugh Volunteer Fire Department. So Daniel Dressel, Anthony Lee. Muldraugh, Kentucky, 5th class city in Hardin, Meade County, U.S. State, Kentucky. Yeah, I don't want to read any of this. It says as of 2000, there's 1,300 people. 82% white, 10% black, 1% Native American, 1% Asian. So that's, I haven't really seen. I saw one black person here. Meade County Bank in Muldraugh resembles the bullion depository's exterior design in Fort Knox. It's a lot smaller, but that's what the Fort Knox bullion depository, where all the gold is, and Goldfinger. They filmed a movie here, you know, where they fucking robbed fucking Fort Knox, and it looked like that building. So James Bond movie Goldfinger, there's a section of Main Street. Muldraugh appears in the film in the scene where Goldfinger's men are driving in army check trucks on their way to Fort Knox. They can be seen coming out of Harris Street, turning on to Main Street, the red brick house on Harris Street, the white cinder block building on the corner of Harris and Main. And the used car sign in the background is still there today. Muldraugh and the environs are the focal point for the open world survivor horror game Project Zombieland. Muldraugh and the environs are the focal point. What does that mean? PC Gambler. Open world survival horror game Project Zombieland. So Muldraugh and environs are the focal point. Holy shit. That's fucking wild. So they have an entire fucking video game all based upon Muldraugh. And Muldraugh used to be a hill. So to come up from West Point, you got to drive up a big ass hill. And so that's Muldraugh Hill, and then once you get over Muldraugh Hill, then you're in Muldraugh. And I also heard like Muldraugh, it's we say Muldraugh even though it's mule draw, right? And it used to be mule draw because they used to draw mules. That's the only way you could get up through the fucking hill. And it doesn't say that anymore, so I'm not sure what's... It's a little more in a slight hill. Some of the western areas represented by extensive area of knots, formation, mostly siltstones and shales. Blah ba doo ba doo. Online Gamers taking its time. What is City Hall? Where is it? It's 120 South Main. All emergencies can be handled by calling 911. Do I need a permit to have a yard sale? No permit is required to have a yard sale. However, there are regulations regarding the number and length of yard sales. Single yard sales shall not last longer than 4 consecutive days. Yard sales may not be conducted no more than 3 times per calendar year from residents. Yard sales may be only conducted during daylight hours. Shit, they are fucking regulating the shit out of yard sales. Can be deducted by the owner or the occupant of the premises. Do I need a building permit? No structure shall be erected or altered until a building permit has been issued. A structure is defined as any man-made object which is erected or constructed, requires location on the ground, which is attached to another object which is in turn attached to the ground. Structure shall include such items as porches, stairs, gazebos, utility storage buildings, as well as any old buildings. How do I start a business? They was you know, doing what they were supposed to be doing. So you have, I just wanted to show the roads. Actually, it's just good for me to kind of remember. So Dixie Highway is 3160, right? Goes north and south, but it says 31 west. 868 is to the right. 1638 is to the left. And so 1638, that's where Brandenburg is. So if you want to go to Brandenburg, there's Otter Creek, and then there's, that's where the city of Brandenburg is. Come on, nigga. Fucking just looking at me. What the hell's he doing? Fuck you. It's a fucking cell phone. You ain't never seen a fucking cell phone before? Alright, so go straight there, and that's Brandenburg, right? So that would be the heart, that'd be the courthouse for Meade County. All these woods here is actually for like Fort Knox to go hunting. So they're hunting grounds for Fort Knox. And you can't go on there if you're not authorized. So just to give you the lay of the land, right? You go out that way, then you have Hardin County. You go this way, you'll go to West Point, and eventually you hit Louisville. So Louisville is this direction, and if you go out that way, you hit Brandenburg in the heart of Meade County. And also, if you keep going, there's a bridge that goes to Indiana. There's not many bridges on the Ohio River from Kentucky to, you know, the opposite side. I think there's one in Cincinnati, there's 2 in Louisville, and then you got one here in Meade County. And it's a big county, so it's got a lot of shit. So, I mean, I could go on about Meade County, but I'm just talking about Muldraugh. And if you turn right on 868, that's when you hit Muldraugh. Here's the Baptist church where biblical preaching and love and fellowship come together. Biblical preaching and love and fellowship. It all sounds fairly good. Biblical, right? It's going to have a pivotal, biblical fucking revolution with a ton of vitriol. It's not subliminal. It's fucking sentimental. Jeff Greer. I don't know anything about Jeff Greer. So the jailer, I think I'm gonna vote for Troy Seelye for right now. He seemed actually like with the questions, the way he answered them, he knows his shit. He's been jailer for a long time. I like the way I went to jail. I went to Meade County Jail, and they treated me really fucking nice. They saw that I'm not a fucking crazy criminal type of person. I'm really calm and gentle and humble. And you know, unfortunately, stupid bitches from Spalding University won't fucking ever understand. They probably do understand that. That's probably why they want to fuck with me. Oh man, if we just put enough fucking effort on you, you'll be our bitch. Nah, I'll never submit to you dumb motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. I will never fucking submit to you assholes. That's all you all give a fuck about. So this is the other church I thought was like it's at a better location. It's still dark as shit, right? But the you see the steeple, right? And it's solidly built. I would say actually these bricks are probably more solid than the safe house bricks. So I would want to go to the basement of this fucking building if there was a tornado. Muldraugh United Methodist Church, Sunday service 9:15. Food pantry, Friday, September 12th. MuldraugHUMC.org. United Methodist. So I don't know what a Methodist is. Baptist, Methodist. Basically, if you're not Catholic, you're a Protestant. That's how I understand Christianity. There's Catholics and there's Protestants. So here's one sect of Protestantism. I don't know if they listen to Martin Luther or what the fuck Methodist is. How is Methodist different than Baptist and different than Episcopalian, the difference between Mormon? And then they all have like some sort of hierarchy very similar to the Catholic Church. They're like, damn you Catholic Church, you're all wrong. So we're going to organize ourselves just like you guys, but with different names and different sort of positions and pretend like we're doing something different and better. Y'all fucking Christians, y'all supposed to love Jesus, y'all supposed to love each other, humanity, treat each other right, love your neighbor, turn the other cheek. So yeah, okay, there's parks on the south side, on the north side. I guess the last thing would just be, what else can we do, right? So we got sewage, we got water, we got roads, we got electricity. I remember Cleveland went bankrupt and Dennis Kucinich wanted to save Muni Light because the city actually owned the electricity, and so they saved money because they own the electricity. I think also LG&E, it's the same thing here. So LG&E is owned by the city, so the city can buy the fucking services and then they can make the money, you know, however they want to make the money. What's up, nigga? This is a nice place. It's big ass space. So it's 507, 508, 518. So it's a big ass apartment complex. But it's you ain't allowed to go up there. I guess they're doing some fucking concrete work, which sucks. Where the fuck is everybody fucking? Wow. There's no cars on there. So yeah, hopefully they put some nice fucking concrete on there, but that sucks. All them people have to fucking park elsewhere. I wonder how full it actually is, the occupancy. So this man, he really loves J.J. Scarborough. Got a big old fucking sign in this fucking yard. J.J. Scarborough, he create inmate work programs. So he wants slavery, right? It's 13th Amendment says slavery is illegal unless you can convict somebody of a crime. So if you convict somebody of a crime, he's also an NRA member. So, right, that's what you want in a jailer. A gun-happy, trigger-happy psycho who just wants to enslave everybody, right, with the point of a gun. So he's a Republican, so that's fucking bad. And then he's fucking bragging about like getting fucking work programs. So you're gonna need slaves to do the work program, right? All right, so let's see. We're talking about what are the possibilities. We could get some internet here. We could buy electricity. We could buy the fucking internet. So the city of Muldraugh could own electricity and the internet. What other basic services? I mean, I guess internet's essential for today. Phone maybe, cell phone, but I think it's actually, no, you get internet actually, then you got cell phone, or not cell phone, but you got phone. There's, so let's see, electricity and internet. I guess those are the only two services that Muldraugh could acquire for themselves for right now. Electricity, internet. Is there any other services? School, you got that elementary school. I think you could probably get it up and running, but you'd have to, share power, and I doubt if the fucking city government would want to share power. But you could, and they said there's not enough children. There's plenty of children here. If they have enough tax base to be able to run a government, then they got enough tax base to run an elementary school or high school or any other type of school. So it's early in the morning. You got buses and shit, right? Kids going to school. I guess that's it. So this is what it looks like during the day. Just trying to talk about this park in the morning. It was too dark to see anything. I also saw the gyms being used by some young men. Doesn't look like it's could be some sort of practice scrimmage, but it looks like just neighborhood youth just hanging out. You can hear the noises, right? In the city of Muldraugh, applications for new business can be picked up at City Hall. After you complete the application, City Council will review the application and either approve it or deny it. Do I need a business license to come to Muldraugh and do business if it's located out of the city of Muldraugh? Yes, all business doing business in the city of Muldraugh must have a business license, which is kind of fucked up. Actually, they had Time Warner Cable came over here and they didn't have a business license. They installed my cable, so I doubt if they actually have a business license. All utility customers must come to, so basically only the people that are dumb enough fucking, if you're just in and out, you probably shouldn't have to get a business license, but if you got like a store, you probably have to, right? Or if you start your own fucking company around here. All utility customers must come to City Hall and fill out an application for water, sewage, and garbage. That's awesome, because it's, I don't have to do that because I live here and I rent. So that's $150 refundable deposit payable by cash. Money orders due on the day you make application for service. So it's refundable deposit. We do not guarantee the water will be turned on the same day, but as long as you make application by 3:30 p.m. during regular business hours, we will strive to turn the water on the same day. To ensure you have utilities when you move to your residence, it's advised you make the application at least one day prior to moving in. So that's cool, right? It's a refundable deposit, so I guess just to make sure you can fucking pay your shit. The city of Muldraugh does not have a water treatment plant. We purchase water from the Fort Knox military base. In order to get your vehicle back after impoundment, the owner of the vehicle must come to City Hall and present the vehicle registration, proof of insurance. Okay. So there was actually a fucking water document that talked about the quality of the water that we were getting out of Fort Knox. I've never had any complaints. It seems like it tastes all right to me. But I mean, I didn't really test it that close. We have a planning and zoning commission, so these would be the people that vote things up or down. There's actually more people on the fucking planning and zoning commission than the fucking city council. There's 8, whereas city council has 7. So Henry Bailey, Irvin Davis, our councilor, Kerry Likens, Don Ferguson, Shelley Harris, Yvonne Lee, Ron Grammer. Links and resources. Cool. Here, this is exactly what the fuck I was talking about. Here's a visit Meade County, but this isn't Meade County. This is Muldraugh. So here's the water report. Anthony Lee, right? He's the one that we found out is running public works. He's also assistant fire chief. And it just goes on and talks about the water report. So check all that stuff out. It's a very detailed report, and it's so detailed I just trust him. So Councilman Donnie Basham, Curtis Kelly, Jim Heverin, Judy Compton, Glenna Lewis, Pat Watts. Those are the people that are there now. I just wanted to make sure I read them. So check out Project Zombieland, and I think this will be it. There was something else I was thinking that I wanted to check out as I was going through here. Oh no, I guess I saw the water thing. So Project Zombieland is a 2D isometric zombie survival RPG set in the town of Muldraugh, Kentucky. No shit. Players have to fend off hordes of zombies while seeking out robust shelter, crafting items for survival, scavenging for food, and importantly, given the horrible apocalypse, keeping your character in high spirits. Zombie Apocalypse survival game is currently one of the highest rated games on Steam Greenlight, and fans take to the forums in their thousands to offer strategies for survival and promote new mods. So why is code designer Andy Hodges still concerned about the release? In Muldraugh, this is at a church. There is a Baptist church here. This is too much fun, man. So I guess what would happen if there was a fucking zombie fucking attack, right? And so you have all of them in the middle of the streets and shit. This is fun, man. So I would love to check out the game to see like how close, how accurate they got it from. Was it like Google Maps? Did they actually come through here and take pictures and shit, or just Google Maps? But yeah, that's Muldraugh. Muldraugh.